It's story time! Hello there! I'm Foxpresso, and I want to talk to you about the first time I went to a furry convention in another time zone. Yeah, I know that sounds weird, but saying second long distance con just doesn't sound right either. Neither does the fact that I'm not going to be talking much about the con itself as much as the journey here. Why? Well, the journey is as important as the destination, especially when said journey leaves you stuck in an airport overnight. So let's paint the scene here. It's 2016 and I'm an intern for a major tech company in the Bay Area heading to Texas Furry Fiesta for the first time. I was still new to the, I don't know, what do you call it, whatever you call an intern, thingy. I only took Friday off with a plan to fly out overnight from San Francisco on Thursday evening, do a red eye, and get in Friday morning. I'd get some sleep on board, and for $120, it wasn't too bad of a deal. The only catch was that there was a brief connection in Vegas at midnight, so what could possibly go wrong? I booked my flights on Virgin America. For those who are unaware, this airline was known to be a more hip, fun, and basically a nightclub in disguise. Downside is, they don't really have much in the way of routes or airplanes, let alone any domestic partners, which I guess is also why they don't exist anymore. But this means that, unlike other airlines, where if there's an issue with your flight that could cause you to miss a connection, you can usually be rerouted to another flight on the same day, or they could have a plane on hand to fill you in. With a smaller airline like what Virgin was, you may be stuck waiting for a day or two. And this is exactly what happened. I got into San Francisco by 7 p.m. only to see my flight to Vegas get delayed to 9 p.m. and then 10:30 and then 11 p.m. But yeah, apparently there was an issue up in Seattle for the inbound flight that prevented the plane from hitting down. That meant that there was no way that I was going to be making my connecting flight. So I entered the Virgin help desk to see what they can do. And they were aware that I would be missing this flight. And the best they can do was route me onto a nonstop to Dallas. Yay! At 7 a.m. the next day. While there were nonstops on American Airlines, a couple gates away, they were leaving within the next hour. Granted, I mean, I know this may have been a blessing in disguise knowing what happened last time I flew American lately, but still, I couldn't get back and home in time to catch the 7 a.m. flight, and I didn't want to miss TFF. And with no hotel options available, as Virgin just didn't even offer any hotel vouchers, I decided to just sleep in the terminal. I mean, it's an airport, so it's safe enough. Right? Right? You actually wouldn't believe how hard it is to actually sleep in an airport. Those benches have unmovable armrests, and the artsy chairs, they're only good for sitting. Combine that with a PA reminding you that
please keep a close eye on your baggage,
and
get food outside security, and be locked out of the airport after 11 p.m.
every 15 minutes. Yeah, sleep was not going to be an option. Of course, just my luck that 2 hours before I was supposed to leave, I found a neat little spot in a hallway between two concourses, good enough to sleep in. Almost perfect. I just wish I knew about it beforehand, as the sun was rising and the airport was slowly coming back to life. And I was so sleep deprived that I'd probably fall asleep and miss my flight. By that time, I was hungry, and of course being a poor intern, at the time I relied on a cheap for airport prices Danish. Was it Danish? I think it might have been a lemon poppy seed muffin. Probably not the most flavorful thing to have, and it was probably like $12. Very sleep deprived while I waited to board my dance club of a plane. I will say, dealing with the loud safety briefing while half awake is not an experience you would want to deal with, and I do not miss that at all. The flight itself was uneventful, but I managed to get some on and off sleep between looking out the window and staring at the map, which is when it hit me. This is the first time I was flying long distance solo. Yes, I did rainforest 2 years prior, But that's West Coast and close enough that it didn't feel like long distance. BLFC? Too close to really call out of state. I mean, I even considered that a local con back when I was living in the Bay Area. I have flown further than California to Texas before. Hell, my first flight ever was across the Pacific to the Philippines. But seeing the map on the seatback screen show how further and further I was going away from home, how fast I was going, and just how high above I was, I felt it. And I wondered what in the earth I was doing. Like, I shouldn't even be doing this. Like, what could possibly go wrong? I'm going away from home. I mean, I was both excited and horrified, and excited and horrified. Nevertheless, I made it to Dallas Love Field without any issue and got the rights to the con. Thankfully, my hyena roommate and friend had already checked in, so I just flopped on the bed. Travel is tiring, but looking back, it didn't seem like as bad as I thought. And that's the thing with time. Or maybe it's because I just fly too much and I'm just being desensitized. Many things can happen getting from point A to B. I've had friends stranded at the con due to weather, or even leaving early because of weather, or even some friends who were just stuck in an airport due to a system issue. And I've learned never to make plans on the same day as an Amtrak trip. What may suck at the time, eventually, most of the time, you'll make it through and have a story, or as I like to call, adventure, to tell. So tell me, what travel adventures have you dealt with in the past? Feel free to leave a comment below, and I'd love to read them for a future video. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe for more Foxy fun. And until next time, this is Foxpresso, and yeah!